tour of the G55. Ignore that. There's this plastic cracked, so I'm just gluing that back together. Probably isn't a common issue on these, but mine did it for some reason. Also, ignore the fluids underneath. I just changed the oil and spilled a little bit, and I don't care. But otherwise, it doesn't leak anything. Intakes are on the side. That's kind of cool. If you're fording water, you're gonna know exactly how deep you can go. Door cards are really narrow. I like that about it. Doesn't make the car bigger than it needs to be. Everything about this thing is like 90s tech, so infotainment sucks. I just put an iPad in here. Works. 3 lockers. Heated cooled seats, pretty cool for 90s tech. Physical transmission controls, like that. The newer ones are electric. Substantial headroom. Let's see if I can show this. I'm 6'1", and plenty of headroom. Very tall. Another thing I like about it is, even though it's small, it since it's so tall, it's really comfortable for my legs. Like, my legs go way down versus like newer SUVs or crossovers. My knee would be like up here. These cup holders are really crappy. This is normal for it to be that loose. This is brand new, pretty much. I bought a new one because the old one was really loose, but they're all like that. Has an oh shit handle. There's another cup holder down here that kind of flips up, but it's junk. Total fault. What else? All these controls these buttons are, basically what you would expect for 90s. Gigantic steering wheel, but whatever. I think the Clade cluster looks really nice for the age. Let's see. So, like I said, I'm 6'1". This chair is set to pretty much what's comfortable for me. Legendary door opening and closing. This back seat is like I said, it's a Wrangler. It's not really a big SUV, but since the floorboards are so low, or the seats are so high, I can sit back here comfortably. The headrests are really far forward for some reason in the back seat, so it's not super comfortable because it makes your head go really far forward. Heated seats in the rear. That's kind of cool for being a 90s vehicle, but these things are super expensive, so makes sense, I guess. Back, pretty decent cargo room. It's not super deep, but since it's so tall, you can generally fit stuff back here. So you're getting some furniture or something. Door swings sideways. Yeah, keep a bunch of stuff back here. Fire extinguisher, a bunch of tools. In this bag, I just built this little shelf to go over you can see the wheel well hump. These seats fold and then flip forward, so you can get a decent amount of space if you fold those forward, but yeah, definitely not, definitely not an Escalade for sure. Definitely not even anything like a I don't know, Land Cruiser is definitely a lot bigger than this. I had an 80 before this, and it was much larger, but otherwise I love it. The front suspension is solid axle and that grease is normal. It's what do they call that? Steering ball. It's kind of weird. There's a CV joint in there with a boot on it. So if that boot tears, you have to rip this thing totally apart to replace the boot. And there's a an oil inside the boot and then a grease outside the boot to keep that waterproof. Typical German weirdness, but otherwise you just replenish that grease every once in a while, and everything else is pretty typical. Diffs, just use standard diffs and transfer case, just use kind of standard oil. It has factory skid plates, and this thing has been put to the test and it works well. Cover point. It also has a rear factory skid plate covering the gas tank, and that has been put to the test and it works, as well as the side steps. They double as rock sliders, even though they don't bolt to the frame. They are strong. You can see I've set this thing down on a boulder, and it bent a little bit, but it does the job. So that's nice. And what else? That's about it. Intake. All these lights are like easy to replace because they're surface mount. Yeah, I think that about does it.